let's talk power rankings.
Get it. Oh.
All right.
Oh.
It's interesting.
I love this.
Power rankings this week. Again, we always do our top 10 on the show here. If you want to see the full rankings, you can go check out our Twitter at @the_square pod. You get the full rankings there. See where your team falls, because only 10 of you will be in the top 10 and be talked about on the show. And we start from 10. We go down to 1. We start at 10. So my number 10 is Kansas City.
Whoa. I can see where you could get them right there. They just fell right outside of the top 10.
I wanted to keep them out of the top 10, but with the teams that I had in the top 10 that had to fall out, and the teams that I had, like, they just well, you're 10. Yeah,
I get it. I have them at 11. So
okay, yeah.
Like I said, they were right outside the top 10. But
who do you have at 10?
First timer. Man, this team took a minute to get them to climb up the charts, but lo and behold, a couple of wins here and some key losses over there. I have Pittsburgh.
I have Pittsburgh all the way down at 14 still. I've been slowly moving them into the top half of the league. But yeah, a good win last week. I respect it.
I went 15 last week. So
yeah. So 5.
I mean, I thought that was a huge win for them. I mean, they went to Cleveland, and I mean, I know they didn't beat them in like some overly, convincing fashion, but they took a game that they was not supposed to win.
No, that's
against
fine.
a top team. I still considered Cleveland one of the top half teams at this point, and I thought
they need to get together though.
Yeah, and it was a legit win. So I thought that earned them a top 10 spot. So
all right. Well, number 8. Who do you got there?
Number 9.
No, sorry, number 9.
Oh, number 9. I have New Orleans. First time in the top 10 as well.
Wow. Okay. I have New Orleans even lower. I have them at 15.
Yeah.
No, I don't have an issue with that either. I mean,
it's how our stuff was set up, but there was a lot of big losses. I mean,
yeah, there were. No, it's that makes total sense to me. I do like that. I think that also with their injury, I didn't want to move them up too much further than I did. I moved them up 3 spots from where I had them last week. So with the injury, I'm just like, yeah, you won, and you won a very, very tough game, but it's still just like, well, now that's 1 step forward, 2 steps back to me.
Well, it will be, and it probably reflected next week's power rankings.
Yeah.
But, but for this week, I mean, I'm gonna give y'all due. I'm gonna give you a top 10 finish. At some point, they earned it. Man.
Fair. I have the Vegas Raiders. I kept them. They were on a bye week. They were first timers last week for me, and I just they were on a bye week, I left them in there. 17. Wow.
It's
They're 5-2, and they have some pretty good wins on the record.
5-2.
They are a weird 5-2, but they do have good wins. They're just like my number 7 team, Tennessee, weird 6-2.
Yeah. Okay. That's who you got at 7?
Yep.
Okay, but I'm telling you who I got at 8.
Yeah. Who you have at 8? Sorry.
Dallas.
Whoa.
Cowboys.
Did you move them down, or did you keep them where they were?
I think I kept them right where they were. They just ended up staying. Don't ask me how it happened, but it happened. Yep. It just kind of how it played out. I had to just leave them right where they were.
Well, it'll be a while until we talk about Dallas again.
Probably. But yeah. I mean, they still remain as a top 10 team. It was a lot of shuffling up and down. Kind of in the vacuum, just kind of like, well, I guess I could just kind of leave you there. I don't want to really drop a team or raise a team any higher or lower than where they really were. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was not a punishment. It was just kind of a push.
All right, and so then who do you have at 7?
At 7, last week's number 1 team, Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay.
Falls down drastically because you have no business. You had no business losing to New Orleans. I don't give a damn if you're on the road or not. It just, God, yeah.
I told you New Orleans was gonna win that game.
Well, I told you when they were in number 1. I was like, well, I wouldn't be surprised if they lose, because they were 4 for 4, people. And yeah, we're gonna see if it's gonna be.
Was that 4 for 4 or is it 5 for 5?
I have to go back. And look, so. Minimal, it's been 4 for
Yeah.
4. So I'm just gonna
Oh
say
God,
I'm running a oh man, I'm running
a gambit on them right now.
uh batting 1,000 here with this number one pick. So
Yeah. So then, well, yeah. It's like I said, I have Tennessee at 7. I think that I just kept them where they were again with the good win, but with the injury, it's just like again another 2 steps forward. One. I don't even know how many steps forward this really is beating Indianapolis. I guess it is a 2 steps forward thing, but then this was like 3 steps back losing.
I think your designation reflect exactly what they are. They just was a team they held serve.
Yeah.
They needed to win just to stay where they were. It
I
wasn't.
think I would have moved them up if they didn't lose Derrick Henry,
Mm-hmm.
but with Derrick Henry being out, like that drastically changes the landscape of your team. And like, you're gonna have to prove it to me that you're gonna keep this, not magic, but whatever your team is. You're gonna have to figure out a new identity when we didn't even know what your old identity was yet. So that's where I'm just like, come on, like this is that I couldn't. I'm not gonna penalize you for the loss because you didn't lose. You won this game. You did it convincingly with your defense, but offensively, I don't have. I'm not gonna put my faith solely into Ryan Tannehill and McNichols. Like I just sorry, like it's just not what I'm gonna do. So.
Right.
Left them where they were, and if they continue to stack wins and they start to look like that offense can actually survive without Derrick Henry, then I can start moving them up. But as it stands right now, I want to hold serve with where they are.
Right. And I have Tennessee at 6.
Yeah.
I concur with what you're saying. They're at 6 today. I don't know how much more we're going to be talking about Tennessee in the top 10, but they're a strange team. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not even gonna count them out. I'm just like I'm kind of interested to see. Okay, what games, what kind of scheme y'all coming out with now? I want to, and like, will y'all, create an identity in this next week or two for yourselves? Finally,
I think that was 8. Yeah, 8. So 7 you have.
Hmm?
Sorry, I meant to say I had Tennessee at 7. You have them at.
I have them at 6.
Do you have it? Or
Tampa at 7.
wait, who do you have at 8 then?
Dallas.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So then back to sorry, I have Tennessee at 8. I have at 7 Baltimore.
Okay, that's where I jumped ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Baltimore. I have them at 7. 5 and 2 on a bye week. Again, didn't want to move them. So those 3 guys, those are the last guys that I didn't move. So everybody else has moved either up or down on my power rankings.
And as I told you, at 6, I got Tennessee. You had them at 7, so
yeah. And my 6 is Tampa Bay. Dropped them 4 spots. They were at 2 for me. So I put them down. I mean,
generous.
I guess out of the top 5.
Bad loss for your Tom Brady. So I know you're trying to. Just gonna coax him a little bit. It wasn't so bad, Tom. It's okay. No, you lost. You lost a game you had no business losing. I don't care if they're like, that's a division game. It was on the road.
Well, I wasn't gonna move Tennessee up to all the way to 6, so
they earned it. They beaten. They went into Indianapolis and they won.
No. Top 5. Who do you have at 5?
At 5, I have Baltimore. They on a bye.
Did you have them there last week?
I think I had them at 6.
Okay.
You just shifted up a spot. I believe I had them at 6. Make sure. I didn't move them significantly because they were on bye.
Well, I have Buffalo there. I moved Buffalo up 1 spot.
There was 6 left.
Okay. Yeah, I moved Buffalo up 1 spot. Even though it was a handed second half by Buffalo, a little bit concerned with that first half, so didn't want to move them up any further based off of that. I wanted to see more out of Buffalo. It was Miami. You should have that should have been another Houston game, 40-0.
Should have been.
So,
yeah,
that's all I have. I mean, not to knock you for the win, because a win, especially within the division, that's huge.
Right.
You do get to move up a spot, but I want to see more out of you. I want to see something more handed out of you to be putting you up in the upper echelon of the NFL. At 4, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Gotcha. 7-1. Should have beat Green Bay, but man, you dropped the ball bad there.
Lackluster performance. I think we've been really generous.
Yeah, I could have dropped him further.
Yeah, and I think it would have been justified. But I was like, I'm going to really be fair.
It's one game.
I get it. And
Thursday, short week.
snafu. Yeah, it was just like, but unacceptable, man. You get a one time with me. Like, you can't do this again.
Yeah.
Really.
All right, and unfortunately, at 3, Green Bay 7-1.
Wow. Okay. Beating Arizona, was able to find a way to go in there and gut out a win, and it seemingly looked like they were just gonna fall in the end zone, and all of a sudden they took Mr. Aaron Jones's touchdown back, which of course from a fantasy standpoint, I didn't even know whether I was happy or sad about that, because I'm like, okay, I just lost a touchdown, but I think at that juncture, I was just a fan, and I was just like, I'm so glad he didn't give me in there. I thought,
Gotcha.
I thought they were gonna just dial it in,
Yeah.
and this is gonna be like, just a kind of like a free drive that they were gonna have. I'm like, wait a minute, they can actually win the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, even though they should have blew this team out in the first place, but none of this happened. By the way, I'm just fast forward and all.
What should have happened?
Everything that went wrong in your fantasy week went wrong for me in this game.
Yeah.
It was just this game was the it was the worst.
Wait, so
game.
who do you have at 3?
At 3, it is not Green Bay.
Okay.
Buffalo.
Okay.
So yes. Yeah, moving up the charts. So Buffalo is at 3. What you were saying, I mean, they're that team. They're not looking as polished as they need to be. And granted, yeah, they played Miami, and Miami is. I think I'm coming around to the understanding. Miami is going to start being kind of one of these. We're going to be a tough out team. Like, you're just not going to go in. They can get blown out, but
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They're one of those, more times than not. They don't. They just
but because the only other thing that I have about that is that Miami to me is a team that, God, they do a lot of like, we're getting blown out, we're just going. It's kind of like how we were looking at Detroit in week 1. A lot of just garbage time scores that, like, dude, you just give up. You're not going to come all the way back in the first place. So why? Yeah.
I can see that. It's when Nat crosses in between this tough out stuff.
Yeah.
It's just it's a weird team, and then you add the divisional rival. It was just like, okay.
Yeah, that's why I gave them the benefit of the doubt, because it was a division rivalry.
Yeah,
so
this was like
Plus, I think were they on the road, or was this in Buffalo?
I want to say it was in Buffalo. Don't quote me on that.
No, yeah, you're right. It was in Buffalo.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't overwhelm anybody with the performance. And it wasn't so much their defense. It was just Buffalo's stalled offense. That was more than anything. It was just kind of like,
The first half, they had no spark in the first half. That was it.
Because if I'm season ticket holder, I chose this game to go to. I'm a little disappointed sitting there.
Yeah.
The first half. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell, man?
I totally agree with that.
When I show up to the stadium, you're gonna have this game. Yeah, it was kind of, so for that very reason, which is kind of like ho hum. They did what they had to do.
It's like, it is what it is, but it's just not inspiring. There's no,
and to have to move them up one spot because of it, it was like, wow. A lot of key losses this week, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
man, it's not.
Arguably, we could have dropped him for this
right.
win.
Like, dropped a spot or two. What happened? Well, I mean, come on. They supposed to be that team.
Yeah.
So like this. Moving on.
No, but yeah. So you got Buffalo there at 3. I've got Green Bay. Green Bay just you. I'm still not totally sold on them, but this is their first true, like, this was a real win to me.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was on a short week, you didn't have your guys. Had to give you the respect. Like, you guys did come out there. You did you guys put Arizona in a bind. Like, Arizona was not able to have any momentum in this game at home on a short week. So
they looked horrible.
Defensively, they stepped up, and offensively, they were able to still operate and get down the field without their wide receivers. So props to you there. Number 2, This is probably going to shock you.
Oh yes, I'm drawing a blank.
Dallas, 6-1. I did have them at 4 last week.
I'm shocked.
But I do feel like actually I moved them up 3 spots, not 2 spots. I had them at 5 last week. Correct that. So yeah, I just felt like this team is I finally got to see this team without Dak still play just a great game all around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, outside of Cooper Rush's early interception, and obviously the pass to Cooper, Amari Cooper, that should have been picked off but wasn't, that circus juggling catch that happened late in the game on that final drive.
Yeah,
that should have been a pick, but it wasn't.
Played him 4 times.
Yeah,
Whatever.
But with that play, outside of those, defensively, Dallas came to play. Even with Trayvon Diggs going down, they came to play. And this game was also won without Ezekiel Elliott on the offensive side. Like, Ezekiel Elliott was the only thing that Minnesota was worried about defensively, and then they got carved up by Cooper Rush. And I think that's just a testament to these wide receivers coming out there, being able to get open, make it easy for Cooper Rush to make those throws. I know early he was struggling, but in the second half, once he finally got kind of felt into a rhythm, he was just like, you know what? I'm just going to make the easy throw. And Wilson, Cooper, CeeDee Lamb made it so easy for him to come out there and do that. I was just trying to imagine what the hell would have Dak done to this defense, because then you're more worried about Dak than you are about Zeke, and then Zeke can go out there and he can make it even tougher on them.
Entirely different game.
Exactly. This would have been an absolute blowout if Dak was in here. So the fact that they were able to get a win without Dak, that was just like, all right, you guys are a complete team. I still have my trepidations about the defense, but I can't knock your defense anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, defense came to play. You held this team to 16 points.
And that's another thing. I've just never seen a defense look that bad as they did the last year or two.
Yeah.
And then come and be damn near 180. Like,
it's a top 10 defense right now.
You don't even see that in 1 year's time. It just I'm just warming up to them starting. Well, I just started last week when I finally started. I mean, I was bringing them up. They were climbing up my depth chart or whatever. Yeah. But to crack the top 10 and you never been in it, that's huge. And I'm like, I know I kept them at 8 for 2 straight weeks, but I mean, they argue. I mean, as long as they're in the top 10, I think it's fair. Wherever they are, but they definitely deserve to be there. Not number 1. Outside of number 1.
Yeah. Who do you have at 2?
Green Bay.
Damn. Then that means something that I was afraid of.
You know it's coming. I told you it was coming.
God dang it.
So I think we are choke at number 1. And that would be our LA Rams.
God dang it. Why did you put them there? You're supposed to put Green Bay there.
They are the best. Because Green Bay is Fugazi. And the fact that I put them at 2, they beat my beloved Arizona. I'm like, I couldn't believe I had to move them off 5. I'm like, they had 5 on lock. I'm like,
I know.
We're going to stay on 5. We're going to be cool. They beat them. I'm like, oh, I got to move them up now. I'm like, but I'm not putting them at number 1. Because that would be, I would actually be conceding that they're the best. And I understand. No, you have to earn number 1, regardless of what number 1 is about to mean. But yeah, LA Rams. I mean, I think they're back at number 1. See, this streak didn't start when they first got in there. I think I'm talking like week 1, week 2.
I don't know when you put them there. I've had LA Rams at 1 back in week 4 when they were 3-0.
Oh, let me see, week 3 maybe. I had Kansas City in week 2. No, never mind. I had Cleveland week 3. Remember?
Oh yeah, because that's a whole conversation we had.
Right. So there you go. You kept asking why did I have never put Rams in the. I'm like, well, some other thing. Cleveland was that team. It was. But now it's the Rams. The Rams stand the test of time. We had an 8-week sample size, 2 full months of football. Hands down, they are clearly the number 1 team in the league,
and just got better.
And God, did they? That's what you've been saying since preseason. You was already super high, regardless of the changeover with the Matt Ryan. Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And
Oh, because I've been high on Matthew Stafford while he was in Detroit. So, and I think again I think that gets buried in this whole conversation is that a lot of people truly like that is what the Lions do to careers. Like people did not know about Matt Ryan coming into the season, and I'm not even a Detroit fan. I'm a Bears fan, but I get to see Detroit every year, and I get to watch Matt Ryan, and I've seen him, and as just a NFL fan, Matt Ryan is quietly one of the best. He's been consistently a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Yes,
just has no talent around him.
I just had this feeling there was going to be a weird anomaly about him where he'll go to a contending team and can't find himself, but that didn't happen. No. I needed to reserve the right to see to make sure because he's coming from Detroit. I don't know the dysfunction he's bringing for himself. I'm sorry. He's polished, but now you put him in a normal
trash by association.
I'm just saying, if you've seen people with trauma, and no, hear me out. The hell, playing in Detroit is trauma. That's traumatic, and to be that successful, the mental game that had to put on his mind, like I'm doing everything right, and it always equates in an L.
Yeah,
time. That has to wear on your brain at some point as to, man, I don't know top from bottom, right from wrong, left from right, wet from dry. It's just like, I don't know what's what anymore. So he goes to a situation or a city and an organization and a franchise that actually know what they're doing.
Just coming off of a Super Bowl loss.
I just wanted to make sure he didn't just, start freaking out because, this is not normal for me. I'm used to dysfunction and he thrives in this, I had to make sure none of that.
But I think that's also a testament to Sean McVay. For him to have him come in and feel so comfortable to understand, hey, just learn the offense, just come in, plug and play, and you'll be fine.
I'm sorry. That's not a testament to Sean McVay. One of the testaments to Sean McVay is the fact that he got to the Super Bowl with that clown as a quarterback. Okay, that's a testament to Sean McVay. You're a freaking genius, bro.
Fair. I knew.
I said that to take nothing away from what you were saying. It was absolutely to talk about.
You just had to get a Jared Goff Detroit Lions dig right in there.
Gotta get one. I think I've been very reserved tonight. So
today.
I've been,
just go back to last week.
I'm just saved it for this one.
You're lucky we just kind of skipped right over that Philadelphia game because you would have been 30 minutes spent on that.
Keep going.
All right,
just keep going. No comment.
No, no. I just like as I was saying, I do think it's a testament to Sean McVay to be able to you make it to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, but on top of that, also be the leader that he is, to be as young as he is, to still be able to come out there and make Matthew Stafford just kind of seamlessly transition into this offense and then just be off to the races. Like it's just not even it. Literally, we have not seen Matt Stafford have to learn. Like we haven't had to watch him learn through this transition period. He's come in and he's looked good since the Chicago game on Sunday Night Football all the way through. Even when in their loss, he looked good. Not great, but good.
No, Matthew Stafford is the real deal. I'm talking about the NFL world. If y'all sitting there just down on him, or y'all just like, oh, I heard about it. I remember him in Detroit or whatever the case. Man, this dude is the real deal, and I don't mean no. Oh my God, look at the emergence of Matthew Stafford
in Detroit.
Because some people are looking at him as the way we were looking at Sam Darnold going to Carolina.
Yeah, no, this is different. Same. This is completely different.
That's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, no, this dude was the real deal in a trash situation, which let us know he was good.
Yeah.
Now he goes to a Super Bowl potential winning franchise, and look what we got out of 8 weeks. Damn near perfection. I mean, I'm sorry, man. If I'm Los Angeles, y'all have. God, man, considering sports and the sport teams that y'all have and accumulated across the 5 major sports or the 4 major sports, I'm like, just y'all have so much at y'all doorstep. Y'all feasting right now, and definitely should be led by this franchise, the Rams, not the Lakers. Sorry, but this is where it's at. If you can't get excited for this, I don't know what you can get excited for. Because, I mean, I know we've seen the Rams here and there over the last several, the last decade or two, but this year is special, and I mean, you can see there is a difference. And yeah, talking about the Matthew Stafford thing, and then they just get Von Miller on a bag of chips and a juice. I mean, like, are you serious? You know, like a sack lunch.
Yeah.
Literally, because they're not paying his paying his salary at all. They got this dude literally on a dime. I'm like, genius move. I'm sorry, Sean McVay, the GM over at the Rams. They should be getting 5-year extensions right now. Like, and just job security here.
And as much as we're saying all of this, you put them at 1, meaning they lose next week.
Absolutely. Well, let's just see how it goes. Because I made no predictions really. I thought it was a playful thing last week, but when it happened, now it's like, huh. I think I'm on to something here. So,
I will say right now, anybody listening to the show, money line, whoever I don't even know, I haven't looked at the schedule yet. Whoever the Rams are playing, money line them right now. Get your bet in with the biggest spread that you can right now to see if this is really gonna come to fruition.
Yeah, we're gonna find out soon. Let's hold on. I'll try to pull it up. Where we at?
Tennessee Titans.
That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that narrative writes itself. So there is the little strange, I cannot see this happening, but it happened.
Yeah.
I can see it happen type thing happening. So that's gonna be interesting. But it is in LA, so we'll see.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for the power rankings at least.
Sunday night game too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Go check out the full listings over on Twitter at _square pod.